place you can go, nowhere you can hide, where you won't be found. There's no way on up, hell would have to freeze over twice before I would let you go.
Hello and welcome from Oschersleben in Germany. Only 3 more races to go, and we certainly had a very spectacular weekend here in Oschersleben. Yesterday's qualifying was good weather. Today it's raining cats and dogs, and quite surprises happened here this weekend. So here are the highlights. Enjoy.
Yes, thanks very much, Marina. So Brands Hatch from 2 weeks ago repeating itself. Formula One drivers here, Timo Glock and Nick Heidfeld. Will he be a DTM driver next season? He could be. So Oschersleben on the Magdeburg Plain in the north of Germany. It opened the heavens on Sunday morning. But the marching bands continue to march. So let's check out this track. Very flat here, but very technical too, Oschersleben. Let's get down to the start-finish line, and a very difficult run into an absolutely 90-degree first corner, which is called the Hotel Curve. Because there is a hotel right there. Here they come down. Very tricky on the opening lap. And then it immediately goes into a long, long right-hander. A lot of G-forces here. And then into another long corner. This left-hander here keeps going on forever. And then another short shoot. And you really do have to ride the curbs here to get a good lap time. But still be careful not to damage the car in the process. Now, faster piece of the circuit here, right, the fastest bit of the track after this chicane, quick left and right, and then pouring on the power up to 6th gear. And this is a tricky, fast right-hander next. Following into that left, and very little elevation change at all here at Oschersleben. And then yet another long constant radius curve, the caterpillar turn, and back to the start-finish line. Let's look at the race stats. The length of the circuit, 3.696 kilometres. The distance, 184 kilometres or 50 laps. The lap record, Timo Scheid in 2010, 122.991. Qualifying, yes, what a surprise. Miguel Molina, without any points all season, really put it on the limit to take pole position.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was perfect quali lap because I did a mistake in the corner, so it was perfect. We prepared really well the qualifying, and yes, I'm really happy for my team, for Audi, for my family, because they continue trusting in me.
But the big battle now this season, Martin Tomczyk versus Bruno Spangler, going for that championship. Tomczyk with 1 point on Spangler, but Spangler second fastest here.
My C-Class today was flying around Oschersleben, so it was an amazing qualifying. I really had fun driving around, and you know, being second here is not it's not bad, because it's only 1,000, which is 5 centimeters. Just Norbert Haug told me this. It's amazing. 5 centimeters is nothing.
But problems for his rival Martin Tomczyk. They altered the car between practice and qualifying, and when he tried to go for a time, he just couldn't get a balance very disappointed indeed. 15th fastest time.
For sure, it's a shame. I struggled really hard with the car. We did some changes from the free practice to the qualifying session. The car was really funny to drive, I have to say. I just had sliding all over. I never had it so far in that season.
So, disappointed Tomczyk, but he'd have to work hard on Sunday.
We have to keep on working now to see that the car is good for tomorrow and to fight for the championship. I mean, it was never easy to fight for the championship in the DTM. So tomorrow we have to prove that we are there where we should be and try to get some points.
And was there any way that Miguel Molina could help Tomczyk find his way up the field?
And I will try to put a little bit to help Martin and to finish in front of Bruno.
Great qualifying from Oliver Jarvis. He ended up in 3rd place on Saturday.
3rd place, it's a great start. Of course, there's a long way to go tomorrow, but you know, I'm very hopeful that we can fight for the race win and hopefully have a podium.
But Miguel Molina it is who was fastest, the first ever Spaniard to do that in the DTM, followed by Bruno Spangler, Oliver Jarvis, then Matthias Ekstrom, Timo Scheider, Jamie Green, Ralf Schumacher, Mortara, Engel, and then Rockenfeller, Albuquerque, Coulthard, Vitoris, who was getting a penalty from the previous race, would start at the back. And look at Gary Paffett. A lot of focus of attention on the DTM at the Frankfurt show. Mercedes-Benz presented their race car for 2012. It was unveiled by Nico Rosberg and Michael Schumacher. There, they pull the cover off. It is a 2-door, it is the C Coupe. It's always exciting to look at new cars and see them being unveiled. The DTM has now become a really important factor in motorsport. That's why Mercedes has supported it for all these years. And now there's a reward for all that hard work, with BMW and Audi competing against them next year. It's going to be really exciting. I look forward to watching it on TV. Parallel to the presentation of the Mercedes, Audi were actually running their new car at Lausitz, with Timo Scheider and Matthias Ekstrom at the wheel. And no question of doubt about it, the A5 looks great, and Dr. Ulrich is very happy with the progress. I like it a lot. The A5 really is a fine car. I think it suits the DTM very well. Well, we'd already seen this earlier. The BMW team are back. They had unveiled their car earlier at Munich. It's now testing. Augusto Farfus, Andy Prio have done a number of laps. It's looking great for 2012.
And I'm here with Martin Tomczyk, who's still signing autographs. Martin, you're starting in P14 today. What went wrong?
Quite a lot of things went wrong yesterday in qualifying. I mean, position 14, I think it says everything. We really had a miscalculation in our setup. But now I think we are really prepared for the race, and I hope we can score still some points.
And Brands Hatch went fantastic for you. You won. And now the pressure really is increasing. Are you keeping your cool?
Yes, I guess. I mean, I'm 11 years now in DTM, so you know when you have to stay cool and when not. Definitely it's the case at the moment. But I have to say I have a lot of respect, especially when you fight now for the championship against one really good driver, Bruno. He's really tough this year. He's on fire, I would say. I hope we can show a good race today and keep fighting for the championship until the end of the season.
And you did mention it's your 11th season. Is now the right moment to get the trophy, to take it home?
Yeah, definitely it is. But I guess one person has something against it.
I bet. And the last question in Brands Hatch, it was dry the first day and for the race it was raining. Maybe it's a good omen because yesterday in the qualifying was dry, it might rain today. Would that be good for you?
It would be perfect, especially here in Oschersleben. I guess that's the best chance for me to come more to the front to earn some more points. So keep your fingers crossed for heavy rain.
All right.
You go. All right.
Yeah, the cross fingers work. Look at this rain coming down before the start of the race, and everyone was feeling a little bit nervous. Thoughts for the family and friends of Christian Backerud, who died in a road accident, former DTM driver from a couple of years ago, and the drivers paid their respects before the start of the race. Christian Backerud, nice guy, good driver. But the show has to go on. The rain came down, but despite that, there was 65,000 people who packed into this track, which is quite close to Hanover. And we can hear now from the man who was sitting on the pole, a little nervously, Miguel Molina from Spain.
I'm now here with Magic Molina, who's already sitting in the car. Now there's a lot of pressure after your fantastic qualifying yesterday, starting in pole position. How do you feel? How's the race going to go? We're going to see some magic?
We'll see. It's really important to do the first part of the start, and then we'll be good. And I will try to enjoy the race. Not too often I'm here, so I will enjoy it.
But now the weather conditions are very, very different to yesterday. It's soaking wet. How do you handle that?
I don't know. We never try here in wet conditions, so I hope that the car is good and my rhythm also good. So we will see. I will try to do my best.
I bet. Best of luck. Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll see some magic there.
Yeah, and yes, unusual to see high heels and wheels being changed. Apparently this was part of some bet, because the lady in question had reckoned that no way Molina was going to qualify in the top three. She's from the App team. Starting in second place, so Bruno Spangler, and he said that he preferred to be on that side of the grid, looking forward for a good result. What about Oliver Jarvis? Been a challenging year for him, but in third place, good place to start from. Matthias Ekstrom, one of the oldest, most experienced hands in the DTM, and can always challenge. One at Nürburgring. Here's Timo Scheider, and Timo Scheider looking for a good result, twice a DTM champion. Then Jamie Green, we haven't had a British winner all season. He was hoping to change all that in the mirror finish car. Final words with his engineer, just cleaning some of the damp away. Jamie gets ready. And then the Rookie of the Year, unofficially of course, Edo Mortara on the podium at Brands Hatch for the first time. But way down there, Martin Tomczyk actually starting in 14th place. And we also asked the question, how would Gary Paffett get on from the back? Paffett's problem was a misfire in qualifying, didn't get a lap in. But there you see the full 18 for Taurus, a penalty from Brands Hatch, overtaking under the yellow, getting ready, and off they go! And into that first corner, look at the conditions, absolutely streaming wet, and watch Molina. Molina coming under pressure, leaves his brakes late, turns in, doesn't have the grip, goes on the inside and immediately drops back to third. Spin in the middle, that's Timo Scheider. Scheider goes round. And also, I think that was Coulthard there. So, immediately action, Molina. A lot of that hard work from qualifying on the pole already undone. And this has really given a break to Spangler, and another shunt there, and it's Engel that was off the track, spinning round down there on the orange nose of Ralf Schumacher's car. Ralf in fourth place. Van der Zande up to 8th, we notice. And Paffett already up to 14th. There is the characteristic green and yellow Audi of the man who leads the championship by 1 point, and Martin Tomczyk has made the most unbelievable start up to 6th place. So perfect start for him. That gives him a springboard to have a really good race now. Oh, problems there for Molina. That's the replay of the start. And you see, he got quite sure how Timo Scheider got involved with that. Here's the view from Spangler. This is a replay. And there he just sees the Spaniard happily slide off, just didn't judge his braking. Very difficult, of course. And there's Timo Scheider going round and so nearly hit by Ralf Schumacher. So a fair bit of mayhem on the opening lap here. And there is Engel. Was he tapped or did he just spin? I think he might have just spun. And that's the Timo Scheider incident. Patted off there as well. It's all happening. It's so greasy and slippery out here. Cars blasting through the spray. There's Oliver Jarvis, and he made an awful start. Maybe he got involved in that incident, has dropped back. So already the position's very different from those on the grid. Spengler leads by 2 seconds from Ekstrom. There's another replay, and that was Ollie Jarvis. Again, just not enough grip, out into the gravel. Drops back, looking good for Spengler though. Ekstrom second, then it's Molina. Ralf Schumacher, Tomczyk, Mortara going well yet again, Green. And Van der Zande, who started well. Well, that's the replay, but it looks as if he's gone in quite hard. Van der Zande, we're going to see it here. There, just goes wide, gets on the grass, no grip. And then into the barrier, bang with the back end of the C-type, spins it round. And disaster for Van der Zande, the likeable Dutch driver. But just look at Tomczyk there. He was talking about this race being damage limitation. It could be a bit better than that. And only 8 seconds between Spengler and Tomczyk. Tomczyk already made up 10 places. So the pressure's on Bruno Spengler a little bit. Remember last year he led for most of the season, pipped at the post by Paul de Resta. This year's been a pretty good battle between him and Tomczyk. Tomczyk, of course, the big surprise this season, demoted at the end of last year and into one of the lighter but older cars, run not by App Sport, with whom he has raced for 10 years, but by Ernst Moser's Phoenix Racing squad. All the engines, of course, come from the central pool at Audi. Spengler and Ekstrom, who's starting to put the pressure on the French-Canadian and the Mercedes-Benz bank-backed C-Class. Look at this, he's getting definitely closer. Past the pits in a ball of spray again. And Ekstrom good in these conditions, great all-round racing driver. Former champion, of course. And Mattias Ekstrom from Sweden is piling on the pressure, and that pair have pulled away from Magic. But it goes down the inside. Great move. Spengler didn't really defend. Phenomenal move. All of a sudden, Spengler's back to second place. Is he? Now he's down the inside. Tries to answer back, but I think it's too late. And Ekstrom into the lead. Spengler now trying to battle back. He's sort of caught by surprise, I think, by that move. And Ekstrom must have so much confidence in the grip he's got in these conditions. A little bit of bodywork on the track. And that incident early on. Here we are on the back straight. And Ralf Schumacher going well in 4th place. Tomczyk still in that 5th. Could see some team tactics here with Audi helping Tomczyk move up. But of course, for that to happen, he's got to get past Ralf Schumacher. Here's the replay. Just left the door open and tried to switch back. And not surprisingly, they're cheering at Audi. Round 8 of the DTM here at a very wet North German track of Oschersleben. And Martin Tomczyk, the man who currently holds the lead of the championship by just 1 point. Started down in 15th place, is now starting to challenge Ralf Schumacher for 4th. There he is, look, trying to get down the inside. Schumacher having a good run, but Tomczyk, oh, Schumacher spins, just loses it too hard into that very trick elbow left-hand hotel turn, and oh, very nearly hit, and he was hit, I think, there by Oliver Jarvis. And there, Albuquerque taking advantage of that. Albuquerque together with Mike Rockenfeller. Albuquerque twitching all over the place, and Ralf Schumacher under pressure spins it. We've got a veritable traffic jam going on here, and there's Albuquerque trying to go around the outside and into Schumacher. And I think that will put Ralf out of the race. So Albuquerque getting involved in that. But did Ralf come across on him? I'd like to see that again. Now we can see, there's Albuquerque in the blue car, the Portuguese driver. On the outside, keeps his line, and Ralf sort of turns into him, not aware he was there, I don't think. This was another replay. That was Ralf losing it and got it on the curbs and spun. Not really the sort of thing a Grand Prix ace should do, and that's what Martin Tomczyk saw.
And I'm here with Ralf Schumacher. You were in P4. The race was going really well till you tried to overtake Albuquerque. What happened there?
Well, that I didn't even realize. I just got a hit on my car, and I don't know what exactly happened. Maybe I have to look into the video, but I didn't see it and didn't. I mean, I just felt the bang.
Are you very disappointed?
Well, certainly. I mean, it was a good race up till then. I made a mistake. The car was pretty much on the limit all time in the race. I just locked the rears a bit, and that was it.
Yeah, let's look at that again. Oh, there was that Albuquerque into the back of Paffett. Albuquerque certainly in the wars. I think this is what started it all. So, Albuquerque still going, but has lost his front bonnet. There is Gary Paffett with damage to the rear. And Gary down there in 12th place, but starting to make some progress from the back of the field. Certainly been in the wars a bit. Torres, that's another good drive from the back of the field up to 7th place. There's Albuquerque. You can see all the streamlining under the bonnet. The replay, that's Albuquerque's bonnet, way next to nothing, carbon panel. Air gets under it and goes whoosh over the top of his windscreen, blink, and you wouldn't even see it. So, Ekstrom in the lead. Spangler, 2nd place. His arch rival Tomczyk is 4th. But if previous season had been anything to go by, I don't think Molina will make it too difficult for his teammate Tomczyk to get by. This is what the championship is about. Yeah, it actually goes into the pit, so Tomczyk got a bit of clear air now to chase down his nearest rival. I think we could see quite a lot of different strategies here today. Here the Spaniard comes in. A little bit of tape hanging off the front of the car. But he must be ruining that first corner move. Just went in too hot, slid wide, and lost the advantage from pole. I think Spangler probably correct when he said the P2 is a better position to start from here in Oschersleben. So the pit stops started to come thick and fast. Ekstrom though pulling away from Spangler, down from our helicopter shot. And this is the green Scheider battle for 5th and 6th spots. And Timo, of course, involved also in a first corner incident. And now hunting down Jamie Green, who has radioed into the pits saying he's very unhappy with the balance of his car. I think some alterations were made for the wet weather conditions. Just doesn't seem to be helping Jamie, the driver from Leicester. the master of the Norris ring, but looking for his first victory this season. There they are at Audi. And Ekstrom showing what a wet weather master he is. And well, it's looking better and better for Martin Tomczyk. Meanwhile, Jamie Green defending his corner. But no, Jamie Green misses his braking there. It's such a tricky spot. And he goes straight on and drops down 2 places. In fact, goes behind Vitoris. That's the car in the middle of your screen, the silvery blue one. And another Audi has lost its front bonnet. That's Oliver Jarvis. And Jarvis turns to the race. Currently shown in 10th position, but now drops, of course. But looking at the lap times, Martin Tomczyk started to put some pressure on Bruno Spangler. And it's a big battle between the pair of them for the championship. For Brands Hatch, of course, it was Spangler in the lead. Tomczyk took that great victory at Brands in the rain and moved 1 point ahead of Spangler. 7 seconds between the cool Swede in the lead and this man in second place. Look at Tomczyk quite close now, and yet again, outstanding job there by the driver of the Playboy car, Edo Mortara, the Swiss-based driver with the dual French and Italian nationalities. And Molina keeping his head was on the podium for the first time at Brands in similar conditions to this. And that man certainly making a reputation for himself in the DTM. Torres just made a pit stop. Green's been in the pits. David Coulthard therefore showing his 7th place. And well, what's happening to these Audi bonnets? Let's have a look at this. Bang, the air gets under that one. Well, and very nearly it's collected by Molina. There it goes. It's so light, just a piece of carbon. There must be some design fault here. We haven't seen this. I mean, these cars have been running with these bonnets for a number of years. Just wonder if they've done something to the catches or altered something for this race, because we've never seen 3 of them go before. And as far as we can tell, Tomczyk hasn't hit anything. There's Christina Sura, Martin Tomczyk's partner, racing driver herself. And look at Ekstrom, the lead now, 13.8 seconds. Spangler still under pressure. There is Eki, and he finally dives into the pits when he was just about to start lapping some rivals. And it's a long pit lane here. Usually in and out of the pits, including the pit stop. Most circuits takes around 20, 21 seconds. Here it's more like 30 odd. Long pit lane, difficult exit. So Eki comes in. Stops, recently became a father earlier in the season, and the tyres go on in 3.4 seconds. They squirt 20 litres of fuel in. They won't be doing that next season. The new cars not only are lower and longer, but they also have a bigger fuel tank. Timo in, and 3.2, but then didn't get away. Problems. What's happened with Timo Scheider? Oh, disaster for Timo. Timo Scheider pulling out of the pits, obviously with some kind of problem. And into retirement for Timo Scheider. Some mechanical problem. He's going to climb out of the car. Game over for Timo Scheider after a hectic race. Bang! Not happy at all with that. Team members go to comfort him. So Ekstrom has made his pit stop. Spangler still out there. Let's see what happened here. seemed straightforward. Then he came out. Suddenly there was a problem there in the
The race was fantastic. Then I had another contact with Gary Perfect, unfortunately. But the pace after that was still good. But then we struggled with engine temperature. Something went into the cooler. The temperature went up and we had to stop the race just for safety reasons. That's yeah, for sure frustrating, because when you have the performance to score some big points, and for sure today we had the possibility to fight for the victory. But yeah, things like that happened in DTM.
Yeah, frustration for him. A bit surprised. He sort of accelerated out. Presumably somebody in the pit said, no, I've just seen on one of the computer screens the water temperature's right off the dial, and so I told him to stop. I do wonder if that damage might have been caused in that first lap incident, though, as Bruno Spangler comes in. And it's just going to be a quick stop. Yes, it is. 3.2 powers away. And let's see where he comes out relative to Martin Tomczyk. Ekstrom in the lead, seemingly walking away with this. Then the bonnetless Audi there as Tomczyk with Mortara riding shotgun for him. And what's the gap between Spangler and Tomczyk? Can Tomczyk really been so important? Martin, the 29-year-old, has really got to get his head down now, see what he can do. The championship could rest on this. This is a real power play here. And the pressure is on Spangler. Spangler started the race in the lead, of course, then dropped back. This man has come up through the field, made a sensational start, took about 6 places on the first 2 or 3 corners. Riding the curbs there. Take a lot of curb in qualifying, quite a lot of debris still on the track. Got to watch out for the shards of carbon. And here is Spangler. Spangler certainly has been attacking those curbs. Let's have a look as he crosses the line. On the brakes, the man who is rumoured, strongly rumoured, to be joining BMW. Look at that car bouncing around. That would say to me they've got a bit of a shock absorber problem. That is not normal. Now, has he got a problem with the front suspension? Could it be caused by crashing over the curbs a bit too much? It's possible. Spangler, though, still in second place. But he can't be comfortable. Now, watch this. Over the curb and over the curb. So a lot of them are doing that. And then a little bit of, you see a little bit of bodywork came off, a little carbon from the underside of the splitter. Seems to be some concern in the Mercedes pits, and looking at his lap times, they've certainly dropped off, and Tomczyk starting to reel in the man who is attempting to win this championship. Just wondering if there's been some shock absorber damage. That's why the car is pattering at the front. Now look at it there. It's quite marked, isn't it? Turns into that right-hander. And here come the 2 Audis that are after him. Spangler into the pits for his second pit stop. That long run in. Pappit, look at that, he's been rushing up the field, shown in 6th place now. Spangler, first of the real front runners to make a second stop. Oh, Tomczyk misses his brakes there, and Mortara goes by. This pit stop's taking a long time. They've got a problem on the right front. Now, is that as a result of some damage under there, or is it just? I think it must be. They just can't get the wheel off. Well, this is disaster, absolute total disaster for Bruno Spangler. You could see his championship being lost right here, right here. He's going to drop down through the field now. Finally, managed to get a new tyre on, new wheel on, and as you can see from the graphic, dropped to down the field 8. He's coming out now. He's been further down the field, in fact. And he's behind Engel. Total disaster for Bruno. Tomczyk also having that problem, but there we see it again. Just a bit of an overshoot into that tricky, sharp left-hander, and presumably Mortara will stay wide and let. Well, there's Christina's. She's living the race for sure. So, where we sit at the moment, Tomczyk will further increase his lead in the championship. Remember, just 20 points left after this. Stoic on the Mercedes stand there. Gerhard Unger alongside Norbert Hager. And Ollie Jarvis spins off and... oh no, says Dr. Ulrich. But it's looking good for Audi. And they see Tomczyk already back past the Geneva-based driver with the Playboy logo. Former Formula 3 champion, Edo Mortara. Well, that was the pass, made it easy. That's the game we play in DTM. But he could have a second podium in 2 races, could Mortara. Former Macau Grand Prix winner. There's Gary Pappett, quietly working away on a good strategy, I believe. He might salvage something from that disaster on Saturday lunchtime when the engine just wouldn't run properly. Gary has already been testing the new Mercedes C Coupe for 2012, complete with its carbon monocoque. Of course, corporately restrained from telling us too much, but just a look on his face suggests that the car is going to be very good. Pappett accelerating out, 3.2, cracking pit stop from him. When he comes out, pretty well everyone that's running will have made their stop. As we run now into the final minutes of this round 8 of the Oschersleben DTM race here in northern Germany. Ekstrom, magnificent performance by him. Jarvis, kind of hectic race, another bonnetless Audi. And Molina still just about in the points. And that won't help him. He's just slid off the track. Look at Dr. Ulrich. He's really living this. He's been ahead of Audi for so long. Must have seen this happen before. But, Spangler coming in. This is unscheduling. Spangler is coming in to retire. He was out of the points. Car obviously is now handling appallingly. And Spangler is going to throw in the towel. And everything was played into Martin Tomczyk's hands. Didn't look that way before the start of the race. And just look at Ekstrom, copybook drive from the Swede. It'll be, if he can maintain this, and we're close to the flag now, second win in 3 races. And Norbert, commiserations to Bruno Spangler. Can he fight back in Valencia? But now the points deficit is quite a lot. We'll see that once the race is over. Ekstrom, Tomczyk, Mortara, and Gary Paffett all the way from the back is now the best of the Mercedes-Benz runners. And here is Ekstrom, and he takes the checkered flag for an outstanding, well-controlled victory in the wet. Everything went Audi's way. Albert Derling there, the chief engineer for Apps, excited as well. And look at Bruno, resignation written all over his face, accepting his fate. He's got to fight back, he's got to lift himself now as the man who pulls away at the head of the championship table finishes an outstanding second. Another good drive from Martin Tomczyk, thumbs up all round. They'll certainly be celebrating at Audi tonight as Gary Paffett comes home fourth. Torres is fifth. And the sighs of relief. Yeah, a turbulent race is over here in very difficult conditions. Ekstrom the winner from Tomczyk, Mortara, Gary Paffett fourth, Vitoris excellent fifth, Rockefeller came home sixth, Mauro Engel in the points, as was the pole sitter Molina. Oliver Jarvis just out the points at DC 10th. Jamie Green disappointed with the 11th. Rahal Frey, good finish for her in 12th, and the rest of them all finished up as retirements, including Bruno Spangler.
You really kept your calm. Congratulations on a fantastic victory.
No, it was nice, but I think all the circumstances played into my hands. Turn one, everybody was a bit too aggressive. I asked for taking it easy, and then I caught Bruno, and I think he more or less let me by because he didn't want to have a fight with me today. And then I had my own race, and the car was good. I felt comfortable and relaxed, and I asked for listening on the radio what the times the other were doing and trying to keeping my pace and keeping it consistent. It worked out.
You did a really great job.
On the podium there, including a rookie, Mortara, for a second race running.
And Eduardo, will you really prove today that you are the Rookie of the Year, I think? Congratulations, how does it feel?
Feels good. I mean, I don't know if I'm the Rookie of the Year, but you know what you can be sure is that I'm really trying my best every time, and I'm giving 110% every race. And today the conditions were really tricky with new tires. It was really difficult to stay on track, but we managed that, and 1, 2, 3, 4 Audi is fantastic.
The pendulum has swung very much back in the favour of Martin Tomczyk for the title.
Martin Tomczyk, the man of today, definitely. That's fantastic. From P14, you really caught up, ending up in second place. You did a brilliant job.
Yes, indeed. I mean, under these conditions, you need quite a lot of luck in the first 2 laps, and I had it, definitely, and that was the key for the race. I guess after the first lap, I was 6th position, so it was really good for me. And from there on, I just controlled the race, and in front of me, some drivers spawn, so I just know, stay on the track, do your thing, go around, even if the car is just in pieces anymore. But I did it, and it's a brilliant feeling.
I bet it is. Let's check out those championship points. Tomczyk now with a 9-point advantage over Bruno Spangler. Then it's Ekstrom. He still has a mathematical chance of taking the title. Everyone else is now eliminated from that championship chase.
Yeah, I'm here with Bruno. Bruno, very, very unfortunate race for you. When you hit the curb, did you right away know that something went wrong?
Yeah, after I fall behind the curb, when the car was back on track, I could feel that something was vibrating and something was really strange. And then it stayed like this all the time, and then my guys had really a hard time trying to put the other wheel on, and they really tried hard. They gave the maximum that I could be back on track as soon as possible, but there was no way. And then after that, the car was not quick anymore. It was just not possible to drive quick lap times anymore. It was just vibrating all the time. So I guess we have been very unlucky today. We were quite good in the race. Everything went pretty well. But the luck was not on our side. That's what I always say in motorsports. There is another factor. There is a lot of luck factor, and today the luck was definitely not with us. But anyway, you know, there's 2 races to go, and there's no more question now. It's maximum attack.
Has to be. Well, cynics might suggest that wasn't much luck involved in that. In fact, he just crashed it over the curbs too much. But let's hear now from the Mercedes boss, Norbert Haug.
Yeah, I'm here with Mr. Haug. The race just ended. How unfortunate was that for Mercedes-Benz? How do you feel about this race?
Well, that did not work according to plan. I think second place was possible for Bruno, but then probably something broke, hitting a curb very hard. Things like that happen. We are 9 points behind, 2 races to go, but we certainly will not give up. We still have the chance. We stay positive and we keep on fighting.
You still have the chances? I mean, you're still dreaming the dream of winning the championship?
Well, I'm not sure whether it's a dream. Dreams come true, you know. We're working on it. We are pushing very hard. We know how to win championships. There can be a turnaround as early as next race.
They get the taste of the bubbly at Audi. Let's hear now from Dr. Wolfgang Ulrich.
A triple victory for Audi. It couldn't have gone any better for you.
No, it couldn't, and it reminds me a little bit on the good old Quattro times. It was perfect after Brands in the rain. Here again, a perfect race, a very strong team effort. From all 3 teams, 1 car on the podium. It couldn't be better. And Martin at the end made it up to second, even with a very extreme rain setup, missing the front bonnet. I think it was a really tough race. It was great for the spectators. It was not so good for my nerves, but I think at the end it's a good result.
Yes, well, that's about it from me, Andrew Marriott, here at Oschersleben. And a final word from Verena Wright.
It was a very exciting race weekend here in Oschersleben, and the race today certainly was wet and wild. A triple victory for Audi and a brilliant race for Martin Tomczyk, who's now leading the championship with 9 points, but a pure disaster for Bruno Spangler of Mercedes-Benz, who is now way behind. But be sure that in Valencia it's going to be just as hot as the battle for the championship continues. So see you in Valencia. Bye-bye.